Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Pardon Our Picks, where perfection is a work in progress. I'm your host, Sam. Alongside me is my coach, the secondary, the man of the hour, football jester, Brady. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. It's Thursday. We're getting towards the end of the season. I'm a little sad to see it go, but I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has in store for us.
Carol, of course, checking in from the Caribbean. Get a tan for us, please.
Mm-hmm.
This white guy tans well. So, we are, of course, brought to you by Aardvark Concepts Incorporated. More than just a sign shop. Check them out in Westminster for all your sign and decal needs. And into deep of Maryland, they have a local show coming up, I think, on the 30th. Go ahead and check them out. Check out their website on Facebook. It's going to be a great show. So, just the two of us today.
Just the two of us. Don't give us a copyright strike, because we call it money.
And we can make it if we want. Anyway, that's the extent of how well I sing, of course. The voice of a dead angel.
That was good.
Yeah. Well, really exciting. I mean, just about every game down to the wire, close. I mean, even the Texans game was close for a very long time. Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. I got to hear more about, what you thought about these games. Did you think they were going to be this close?
No, and I had conversations with numerous people where I was like, this is what I expect out of playoff football, is a back and forth, both sides of the ball are, playing well. There was a couple of games where the offenses, they put up a lot of points, but the defenses also made plays to kind of keep the momentum from, sticking on one side for too long. I mean, just to touch on the Houston-Pittsburgh game, I mean, that game was close because of Pittsburgh's defense. Houston's offense, CJ Stroud, committed numerous amounts of mistakes that allowed Pittsburgh to stay close in that game. But Houston's defense is really what kind of sealed it, because no matter where Pittsburgh started, they went backwards because that defense is just chokingly good. But yeah, I loved every single game this weekend. I mean, even the Bills game. I mean, that game was entertaining. Yeah. Every single game this weekend was entertaining. So I'm so excited. And I hope that this week is more of the same.
I do too. I mean, quite frankly, I was out during the games on Saturday, but the back and forth with the Carolina Panthers and the Rams, I mean, that game could have went either way, and it was so good. So good. Well, the next question has to be, you think Aaron Rodgers comes back next year?
Well, when I look at the teams that need a quarterback, and when I look at the teams that need a quarterback who have high draft capital, do they think that they want to bring in someone who arguably, like, his skill set's not what it was? Like, he's aging. It's very obvious to see that. And his arm doesn't have the talent that it used to. But then I look at a team like, I don't know, let's just throw one out there. The Las Vegas Raiders. They have high draft capital. They have Geno Smith, but arguably you could probably cut him, eat a little bit of dead money, and bring on Aaron Rodgers to essentially, I would rather have my future star quarterback learn from Aaron Rodgers than I would Geno Smith. You would have a brand new head coach to come in and say, okay, like, if you want to play, team is yours for a year. We've got some pretty decent wide receivers. We've got some really good tight ends. We have a really good running back. Like, I think a team like that could very much benefit from Aaron Rodgers coming into play for them. It's a matter of whether Aaron Rodgers wants to play again. And we kind of saw this last offseason where Pittsburgh essentially didn't have a quarterback until, like, training camp had already been like 2 weeks into the season. And I don't know if a team like Las Vegas can wait that long. So I do think there is an avenue for him to play again. but I think he's very much in the I could hang it up right now and be okay. But if the right situation with the right coach for the right price pops up, sure, I'll put my body on the line one more time.
I personally think he tries to come back tries to come back to Pittsburgh for one more year, but I don't know if that he should. I think he's hitting that wall that Brett Favre hit in his final year, where he just completely fell off. Favre had a great year before that, and he got close, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what drew him back. Rodgers got to the playoffs with a team that a lot of people weren't expecting to make the playoffs. I think he's going to come back. I think he's going to try and come back with the Steelers, and I don't think it's going to go well. I think next year might be their first losing season, not only
Agreed.
because not only because Aaron Rodgers is coming back to the team, but our breaking news: Mike Tomlin stepped down, and he was a huge part of that team. Stepped down for personal reasons. I can respect it, but with him gone, does that make Pittsburgh the most desirable place for a coach to go?
Absolutely not. And I think it has a lot to do with the Aaron Rodgers situation. I mean, as you alluded to, they had a winning season. They went to the playoffs. They do not have a potentially high draft pick unless they make a trade, obviously, but we're playing with the information that we have right now. So I believe they're picking somewhere in the early 20s, if not like mid 20s. If you're a good quarterback, you're not going to slide to the 20s. Like, we're not talking about the what ifs with like Sugar Sanders. We're talking about like these bona fide, like, first round quarterbacks who are going to come into the league. Pittsburgh is not afforded that right now. There is not a, oh my God, I can't believe this quarterback is hitting the free agent market type thing. So Pittsburgh is kind of in this limbo state where they have a extremely talented defense, no head coach, a questionable offense. Their offensive coordinator is interviewing for potential head coaching jobs that are not with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And also, they don't have a quarterback because Mason Rudolph. I'm sorry, he's a backup. He's a career backup. He tried to do the thing in Tennessee, it didn't work. So to me, I would rather go to one of the other teams that has a history of being bad because it's like you're not expected to really do much. Like, you have less hopes and aspirations, but if you take the Pittsburgh Steelers job to where you've had 19 consecutive winning seasons or whatever, you're going to be the first one to get the blame for if they go 7-10 next season. Not the fact that, they have no real like number one running back. Their wide receiver 2 is up in the air. They have no quarterback. Their tight ends are a hodgepodge that don't get used as much as they should, given how talented they are. Like, I feel like Pittsburgh would be the least attractive for me, and it's not because of bias or anything like that. But when you go, it's like when whoever took over for Belichick after Brady or after he left. It's like you're expected to, like, the fan base is used to winning, and when you don't win, you're going to be the first one to get the blame.
See, I actually put him in the top 3, and here's why. That organization in general is a great organization. Yeah, he's stepping in for some really whoever's stepping in is stepping in for some really big shoes, but with the caveat that they know that next year they're probably going to do bad. This year, you look at this quarterback class in the draft, they're terrible. Next year is when you want to be drafting a quarterback anyway. So you go into this job knowing it's going to be a struggle all year. Package some picks, get a higher draft pick next year for quarterback. You kind of load up on the defense, load up on the offense, however you can through the draft this year, minus the quarterback. And then next year you pick up your quarterback and you're set for the next 10, 12 years. So I think with that caveat, knowing next year is going to be hard, that it's a top three destination. I mean, you don't really fall into jobs with a quarterback already in place. The Ravens have a quarterback for now. We'll see what happens. He is
He's
due $75 million this year.
After what Steve Bisciotti said in his interview, how he very candidly said he has spoken to Lamar and wants to get his contract extended before free agency starts, so the organization knows what they're working with. If the owner is that much intact with wanting to get that done, it's going to get done.
Well, because it has to, because you can't have him cost $75 million against the cap. You're going to handicap the entire rest of the team. So if they can't get it done, if he won't extend for what they want, and they end up trading him, then you don't have a quarterback. Whatever you're stepping into. Of course, some coaches might not want to step into that kind of quarterback too. There's that as well. They want to step into a quarterback who's maybe more traditional, pocket passer, somebody that has some different weapons around them. Not everybody can handle a Lamar. Lamar is a special talent, but it's a specific talent. Now, let's get into our specific talent, and for me, that's not picking so well. Let's take a look. Brady, Tarek, 5-1, but Jessica with the clean sweep.
Unbelievable. I look and I'm like, man, I'm doing really good, and then you just happen to like peek over like the ledge, and there's someone that's already crested the mountain ahead of you, and it's like, what do you even do at this point? Like, she's on a historic run at this point.
Yeah, she's not going to break 100 losses with all the games that we've played.
There's 4 this week, and there's 2. She technically could get 2, statistically possible.
4 this week, 2 next week, and then Super Bowl. So
she could get to 100 losses. Do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not.
No, because I don't think she's going to go, 0 for the rest of the year.
Crazier things have happened. I mean, I had that, 3 years ago, I had the almost perfect week when I went 15-1. So.
Yeah. All right. The moment you've all been waiting for. The playoff bracket. Boom. This one is correct.
I'm checking. Is it correct?
Is it correct? I checked 3 times. I went to
it's correct.
Different places to find it.
It's correct.
So let's get into it. We're going to start with the top left. Buffalo with that close win over the Jaguars going into Denver. Do you think they've got a shot?
I don't, honestly. I think Buffalo, as the playoffs stand right now, I'm extremely happy with where we are, because no matter what, we are getting a new-ish team in the Super Bowl. So I love that. Even the Patriots and their dynasty and the 49ers have been great, back in the 90s when we were kids. That's fine. But in recent memory, even the Rams, they're recent memory, but they're not last year. I love this.
Yeah.
But to the Buffalo-Denver game, I don't, because Buffalo got really beat up last week against Jacksonville. They lost Gabe Davis to an ACL injury, which is very unfortunate, because that probably means his next season is in jeopardy. Josh Allen had a couple of injuries, allegedly. And Denver's rested. Now, granted, that rest, sometimes we've seen teams that have that first bye week, they come out and they look like they're garbage. They got rusty in that week off. But I think a Sean Payton-led team at home in Buffalo, or in Denver, is going to be an extremely hard place to play after last week, Buffalo having to travel to Jacksonville. So I'm going with Denver on that one. I think that defense is going to really give Josh Allen fits, especially if they can't get the running game going, because we all know, statistically, the Buffalo Bills this year are a better team when James Cook gets over 100 yards rushing. I don't think he sniffs 75 in this game. I think Denver's defense smothers this team, and the entire AFC playoffs continue to go through Denver.
See, I'm going the opposite way with this one. I got Buffalo coming in this one, and it's for one of the reasons you pointed out. A lot of teams are rusty coming off of the bye, and Denver is. Bo Nix was decent last year. I don't think they made the playoffs last year.
I don't think they did.
I recall they didn't. This is new territory for him. It's exciting. It's new. quarterbacks coming into a playoffs, generally, their first time in, don't do so great. There are the historically great ones, like Ben Roethlisberger ran through the playoffs, Tom Brady, of course, but it doesn't happen a lot. And Sean Payton probably going to get this defense ready to go, up to snuff, and raring to go. I see this one as being a lower scoring game, absolutely. But I got Buffalo winning 20-17 on a last second field goal. All right. That is, of course, the first game of the week, too. It is the Saturday 4:30 game. Let's jump into the Saturday 8 o'clock game on the NFC side. San Francisco at Seattle, the other 6 versus 1.
It's a tough one right now, man. Because I have Seattle picked, but today Sam Darnold popped up in the injury report with an oblique injury. And as someone who's watched many of baseball players go down with an oblique injury and be out for a week, 6 weeks, the entire year, they need surgery. Oh, they're back this day, and then they go back. It's a completely unpredictable injury. So if Sam Darnold cannot play, I think Drew Lock is their backup quarterback, so I will not be picking Seattle whatsoever if Sam Darnold can play. But also the fact that he has this injury is going to make his escapability, if he does play, less like a thing. It's going to be, and now granted, San Francisco's defense is not what it is. They don't have Fred Warner, even though they're saying there's a possibility he could play. There's no way he's playing this week. They don't have Bosa. He's been out for the year. They're down so many pieces on that defense that if Sam Darnold plays, I think he's going to still have a really good game. So I'm still sticking with Seattle, even if a 60% Sam Darnold plays, because we all know how difficult it is to go into Seattle and play. But I think with Sam Darnold being injured, it's going to be a lot closer of a matchup, something in like the 27-24 range, just because, you know, San Francisco's offense is no slouch. I mean, CMC, again, having another insane, historic Hall of Fame career year. And Brock Purdy, you know, going out there and playing like a guy that the entire league overlooked, frankly, and because they did. But I'm sticking with Seattle. But if Sam Darnold does not play, I'll be switching my pick.
If Sam Darnold doesn't play, I think San Francisco can win this game. Absolutely. I think if Sam Darnold doesn't play, it's going to be a close game. One of the things you're forgetting about is Trent Williams is still out for San Francisco. Huge part of their offense. Seattle, this year has found a way to contain the lightning in a bottle that is CMC. They have figured him out and forced Brock Purdy to beat them with a secondary that is really, really good. This is the reason why Seattle gets in there and wins. Seattle knows this team. They know how to beat them. They are ready for this. They were planning for this. They did this 2 weeks ago. I think Seattle wins this one. I am going to stick with them whether they have Sam Darnold or not.
Alrighty.
Now, if they lose Drew Lock during the week 2, I will change that.
Yeah. So I'll take this next one. Moving into the Sunday 3 o'clock game, we've got Houston going into New England to play the Patriots. Sam, how do you think this really being the first true test, I would say, for Drake May and the New England Patriots this year? How do you think they're going to fare?
I see New England scoring few points. The defense is what's going to challenge him. When he goes against good defenses, he struggles. He scores low in the teens, and he can't get out of it. Now, of course, Houston has a hard time scoring out of the teens themselves, but I think their defense is what sets them apart here. They will get over the hump. I have Houston winning this one. Go Texans.
I'm right there with you, man. Even against the Chargers defense is better than advertised as it was this year, but Patriots only put up 16 points, which is, you'd expect a lot more points considering how often harried Justin Herbert was last week by the very good New England defense. I see this being another slugfest where maybe it just comes down to whose kicker can make the most field goals from the longest distance possible. But I'm going with Houston, mainly because of Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. I think their ability to keep contained and make sure that Drake May doesn't use his legs to escape the pocket is going to be a big factor in this, is going to be how much pressure can they get on Drake May and how much time that he has in that pocket. Because, as we've talked about, Houston's offense isn't that great, and especially if they're going to be without Nico Collins, which he is not practicing yet due to a concussion. So their offense is going to be even slightly toned down without their number one wide receiver. But that defense is so good. I have a hard time picking against something like that. So I'm going with Houston, going to New England, and getting the upset victory.
Do you think we get another big man touchdown this week?
I hope so, man. There is nothing like seeing like a 375-pound guy whose entire job is, I'm going to block up two of these guys and make sure that this running, like there's nothing better in football to me than seeing that guy whose entire job is to eat up two defenders or two blockers get a little bit of recognition.
Yeah,
you always say it in like sports, like especially like for football in the O-line. The less I know your name, the better, because you're not getting called, you're not getting, any penalties or anything like that. But I love when a nice unsung hero gets a little feather in his cap on the season of a big guy touchdown. So I hope so.
Cool. Sorry, had a little technical difficulty.
You're good. And in the final game of the week, we have got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to cold Chicago and the Bears.
The Bears.
Where you got this one going, Sam?
It's going to be cold. Not Sam Darnold. The guy down in the Rams, Stafford. He doesn't play outdoors a lot. However, I think Chicago has a bit of a big head right now. I think the Rams having that close game against a team that they should have beat, probably much worse than they did, is a bit of a wake-up call. I have the Rams winning this one as an upset and moving on to the championship.
See, we talked about momentum a lot, and a lot of these teams coming into these games have momentum. But Chicago has, I don't know what you want to call it, black magic on their side or something this year, because they have like 9 victories where they've been trailing by like double digits with 2 minutes or less. It's absolutely improbable what is happening, and eventually that luck is going to run out. But it's not this week. As Sam alluded to, I almost called him Sam Darnold too. Matt Stafford does not play outside a lot. Like, he hasn't statistically in his career. He played in Detroit in a dome, plays in sunny Los Angeles where it's hardly ever below 65 degrees. And they're going to Soldier Field in January. Chicago's defense lives and dies by the turnover. And as we saw last week, Sam, you did this. I blame you. Stafford is prone to make a few turnovers, and I think that is going to be the deciding factor in this game. I think the trend changes a little bit for Chicago. I think they are the ones that are up late, and one of those late turnovers is what seals the game. But I'm going with Chicago in this one, but I think this is going to be the most exciting game of the week, because both of these offenses can have the ability, I should say, to click and put up 45 points a game. And I really hope that's the kind of game we get to see in antithesis to the Houston-New England game, where it's going to be like 9-6.
What's funny is, I think out of all 3 of them, this is the one that has the highest potential for a big score. So it's going to be a defensive slugfest.
Probably, yeah. That'll be the one where it's like 0-0 until there's like 17 seconds left, and then some like double doink goes over the crossbar, and it'll be a classic that we talk about in 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for Sam Darnold and myself, Matt Stafford, this week for Pardon Our Picks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and letting us do this for ourselves, and you guys get to enjoy it every week. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the sooner that we can get this monetized, the sooner we can get more professional setups.
Oop, I lost you.
What?
I lost you for a second.
Hey, the music went a little loud. But yeah, join our Facebook group. We're trying to get better about using that to do more engagement stuff, and maybe we can turn this into a full-time job. Haha. That's it for us for the what is this, divisional round? Divisional round of partner picks. And as always, I am the football jester,
and I am Sam, your host. Have a great divisional week.